Welcome to the video series on guidance for the development of a local literacy plan. This video series will provide information on the key components included in a local literacy plan, as well as recommendations for the development of a high-quality plan aligned with the state's comprehensive literacy plan, Ohio's policies for literacy instruction, and best practices in implementing systems that support language and literacy development. This third video in the series will provide guidance on the development of Section 3 of a local literacy plan. Section 3 includes a comprehensive needs assessment. First, we will unpack the purpose and key components of Section 3. Then we will discuss the data analysis you can apply to support literacy improvements across your system. First, let's focus on Section 3, Part A, Analysis of Learner Performance Data. Section 3, Part A involves making connections to the inclusive datasets you learned about in Section 1, Part B. Importantly, when all learners are represented in the planning, all learners are represented in the results. By analyzing fully representative data sets, you can make sure your plan is set to meet the needs of all learners. Analyzing learner performance data highlights trends, strengths, and growth opportunities. It helps schools and districts allocate resources effectively, choose instructional strategies, and implement interventions and professional learning. It also ensures the literacy plan remains relevant and responsive to students' evolving needs. A wide variety of data sets should be included in the data analysis. A few are listed here for kindergarten to grade 12 settings, but local context and need should also be taken into consideration. Districts and community schools should analyze student performance data from the Ohio English Language Arts assessments in grades 3 through 8, kindergarten readiness assessment, dyslexia screeners required under the dyslexia support laws, and reading diagnostics required under the third grade reading guarantee. In addition to these sources, districts and schools may analyze other relevant data sources, such as curriculum-based measures or other progress monitoring tools. Districts and schools should be analyzing these data over several years to understand trends. Early care and education programs should analyze child performance data from Ohio's Early Learning Assessment or a comparable comprehensive assessment that meets the assessment requirements of Step Up to Quality. In Section 3, Part A, your team will need to insert representative disaggregated student performance data from a variety of sources spanning birth through grade 12, depending on the age bands your organization serves. Let's unpack each of these data sources further. Representative early care and education data review may include identifying trends in early care and education settings, such as infant risk factors and assessment data. Use data on early risk factors, such as family history of dyslexia or developmental delays, to proactively identify students who may benefit from early interventions. This data can inform the allocation of resources for early literacy programs, especially for at-risk populations. Analyze early learning assessment data as well as preschool assessment data to assess children's early foundational skills. This can help in designing kindergarten transition programs and inform literacy instruction strategies that build upon early learning experiences. Next, let's explore considerations for kindergarten through grade 12. When looking at kindergarten through grade 12 data, consider the following: establishing baseline literacy readiness and measure early progress. The Kindergarten Readiness Assessment, or KRA, can be used to create a baseline for literacy skills as students enter school. Districts and schools can monitor student progress from kindergarten onward and use this data to prioritize intervention efforts for students entering with identified literacy gaps. K-3 reading diagnostics can be used to monitor student progress and determine students' on-track or off-track status. Districts and schools should use this data, alongside Ohio State test data, to determine which students need reading improvement and monitoring plans and high-dosage tutoring. Students scoring proficient on the Grade 3 Ohio State test will be considered on track, exempting them from RIMPS and high-dosage tutoring. Also consider evaluating English language arts achievement, progress, and educational equity. Ohio State test for English language arts in grades 3 through 8 can be analyzed to determine whether students are learning and meeting grade level standards. Breaking down the data by subgroups can help districts and schools ensure instructional strategies are inclusive and meet diverse student needs. Also consider the monitoring and adjustment of instructional approaches. Universal screening helps districts and schools identify students who are at risk for reading difficulties and may be displaying dyslexic tendencies. If a significant number of students are at risk on universal screening, it is a strong indicator that structured literacy is needed in Tier 1. It may also signal a need for a Tier 2 screener or an intervention-based diagnostic. Intervention-based diagnostic assessments, or a Tier 2 screener, can identify where each student is on an instructional continuum and specify next steps for instruction. Progress monitoring is the repeated measurement of the targeted area of instruction for the purpose of making decisions about continuing or changing instruction. It should be used to monitor and adjust instructional targets and strategies for students receiving intervention. In addition, consider evaluating services through alternative assessments. Analyze OELPA scores to determine English learners' literacy and language proficiency levels. This data can inform literacy instruction that supports both language acquisition and literacy development, ensuring that English learners receive targeted support. For students who take alternate assessments, such as the alternate assessment for students with significant cognitive disabilities, districts and schools should use these results to plan specialized literacy interventions. Data can guide decisions around adaptive instructional methods and materials for students requiring significant support. Next, we will explore Section 3, Part B, an analysis of factors contributing to underachievement in literacy. As you collect your data sets, analyzing effectively will lead towards factors that are contributing to underachievement in literacy. This analysis allows local education agencies to create literacy programs that are equitable, ensuring that children from all backgrounds have the support they need to succeed. By addressing literacy barriers in early education, schools contribute to the long-term economic health of their communities. Students who develop strong reading skills are more likely to pursue higher education, secure employment, and contribute positively to their local economy as adults. Example factors you may discover include enhancing programs to be more culturally responsive, moving into more effective resource allocation, and breaking literacy barriers, especially in early childhood. Early care and education programs and local education agencies should analyze factors that are contributing to low reading achievement in their communities. Such factors may include, but are not limited to, data related to social economic status, English proficiency of families served, graduation rates, employment rates, median income levels, literacy levels, and utilization of public assistance. This analysis may also include a root cause analysis. Remember, you are presenting facts about why a local literacy plan is needed for the children and students your organization serves. So making the connection between reading readiness and academic, social, and economic successes or challenges demonstrates that need. Local education agencies may find that this information is available in your district, school, or program's completed One Needs assessment, or in other improvement plans the district or program has created. As you gather your data and begin preliminary analysis of the factors that contribute to underachievement in literacy, you may discover that these factors can be sorted into two sections: internal and external factors. Internal factors are elements within the school environment and education system itself that may contribute to reading underachievement. Internal factors often relate to resources, policies, practices, and internal challenges such as the following. Curriculum and instructional quality. For example, are educators using high-quality instructional materials? Teacher training and development. Do teachers have the necessary skills and ongoing support for effective literacy instruction? How is coaching and collaboration being leveraged to support implementation? Student support systems. Are there adequate resources for interventions and high-dosage tutoring within a multi-tiered system of supports? School climate and culture. Is there a strong shared vision for supporting literacy across content areas, or is reading achievement viewed solely as the responsibility of English language arts teachers? Instructional time. Is sufficient time allocated to literacy instruction and intervention? Are changes to the schedule needed? Assessment tools. Are assessments robust, regular, and instructionally relevant? Do teachers and administrators know how to use assessment data to inform instruction? External factors are influences outside the district or school's direct control, but that have an impact on student learning and literacy outcomes. These can include socioeconomic status. How does the socioeconomic status of families potentially limit access to books, technology, or enrichment activities? Parental involvement. Are parents encouraged and supported in reading with their children at home? Are there resources for families to support literacy? Community resources. Does the community have libraries, reading programs, or other resources that promote literacy outside of school? Language barriers and English learners. Are there high numbers of English learner students who need additional support to develop literacy skills in English? High rates of mobility. Does your community have high levels of family mobility resulting in interrupted education? Are there policies in place to help highly mobile families maintain continuity in their children's education, minimizing disruptions in attendance? And absenteeism. Are students missing school due to financial pressures, lack of transportation, or the need to contribute to household income? Are there resources available to help students from low-income families overcome barriers to regular school attendance? Does the community offer resources like after-school programs or support services? Both internal and external factors will influence the effectiveness of your reading system. Using a needs assessment, such as the Reading Tiered Fidelity Inventory, can help you take a proactive approach in setting up a successful system to tackle internal factors. Next, we will explore Section 3, Part C, the root cause analysis. A root cause analysis helps educators and stakeholders identify specific challenges and barriers that may be hindering literacy success. This goes beyond just acknowledging low literacy rates or that proficiency issues exist, and digs deeper to uncover why these issues exist. With an understanding of the root causes, literacy plans can be more strategically focused. A root cause analysis supports this alignment by ensuring that instructional and systems level supports are tailored to the actual needs of students and educators. A root cause analysis ensures that resources, such as time, budget, and staffing, are directed towards areas with the greatest impact on literacy outcomes. This efficiency is critical for a sustainable literacy plan that can adapt to changing needs and priorities over time. Use the inclusive data you've already collected and have sorted into internal and external factors. Next, begin a root cause analysis around what does the data say, what are our priorities, and what is within our control. The Fishbone Framework is a powerful tool designed to facilitate a comprehensive analysis of both internal and external factors contributing to a problem. By systematically categorizing and examining these factors, The framework helps identify the root cause of an issue. Once the root cause has been pinpointed, the 5 Whys framework becomes an invaluable next step in delving deeper into understanding the underlying issues. First, categorize like causes together. Then, narrow explanations to those that are actionable. Deepen thinking to ensure causes are truly root causes. Finally, verify with multiple data sources. The 5 Whys framework can be a helpful next step in delving deeper into understanding the underlying issues. The 5 Whys framework encourages users to ask why repeatedly, typically 5 times, to uncover the layers of contributing factors beneath the root cause. Together, these tools can be employed in tandem to drive the creation of a local literacy plan. First, use the Fishbone framework to map out and analyze all potential influences, such as instructional strategies, resource availability, community engagement, and policy impacts that might affect literacy outcomes. After identifying the root cause of the literacy challenges, apply the 5 Whys framework to explore the deeper reasons behind this issue. For example, if the root cause is identified as a lack of teacher training, the 5 Whys might reveal systemic barriers, funding gaps, or disjointed professional development offerings. Next, we will explore an example. Why do so many first grade students have low oral reading fluency or ORF scores? Because they struggle to read and decode words automatically and accurately. Why do students struggle to read and decode words accurately and automatically? Because they have difficulty with simple multisyllabic words, such as napkin or basket, which impacts their accuracy and slows down their rate. Why do students have difficulty with simple multisyllabic words, such as napkin or basket? Because they haven't been taught strategies for decoding simple multisyllabic words. Why haven't students been taught strategies for decoding simple multisyllabic words? Because the phonics scope and sequence for first grade doesn't include instruction on simple multisyllabic words, even though words like napkin or basket appear in their reading material. Why doesn't the phonics scope and sequence include multisyllabic word instruction in first grade? Likely because it assumes multisyllabic word instruction is too advanced for first graders and defers it to later grades, even though early exposure could improve fluency. As a result of this 5 Whys activity, a root cause statement may be the following. The phonics scope and sequence in first grade does not include instruction on simple multisyllabic words, which limits students' ability to decode these words and impacts their oral reading fluency scores. Supplementary materials may be needed to augment the core curriculum and instructional materials in first grade. In the next video in our series, we will unpack Section 4 of the Local Literacy Plan. Before moving on to the next video, consider meeting with your team and beginning to work on Section 3.